Here are 5 things I wish I knew when I first started doing Bunker Alpha. So back then, I always thought that Bunker Alpha was this insanely hard location that required guns for you to complete, because you are introduced to a lot of enemies, especially the Frenzy Giant, which can one-shot you if you are wearing no armor. But I was wrong. You should go straight to Bunker Alpha after getting a few decent weapons like the Skull Crusher or even just a few crowbars. And try to grow as much carrots as you can in your farm, because Bunker Alpha is going to be your main source of weapons and armor in the future. Starting off with probably the most important tip from this video is learning how to master wall tricking. Find a single heavy enemy in the map and try practicing your wall tricking on him. I recommend using the floater bloater since it has the lowest damage output out of all the heavy enemies in Bunker Alpha. Just go behind the wall and try practicing your rhythm of peeking then hitting the enemy. Also, remember that different weapons means different timings, like the Skull Crusher. The attack animation is much slower, so you'd have to move quicker to avoid getting hit. Now, this will take some time to master, and you will take a few hits every once in a while, even if you do master it, but once you're able to learn this, you'll be able to save so many resources like food and armor. You could even start clearing Bunker Alpha with wooden spears if you'd like. Tip number 2 is to abuse carrots. Carrots are by far the most abundant healing item that beginners will have. Just use AFK clear on green zones to stack up on as many seeds as you can, and eventually stack up on carrots. Also, try to avoid using medkits. You could save it for doing events such as the commune, where you can get your first tactical backpack. You could also try cooking these carrots if you are willing to wait, because it does take 40 minutes to finish cooking a stack of carrot stews, but the extra 5 HP is worth getting in my opinion. Tip number 3 is to maximize your storage. Going back and forth to your base in Bunker Alpha is very annoying and it uses energy to do that. So what you could do is make use of the lockers at the entrance of Bunker Alpha. There should be enough lockers to put a bunch of the stuff that you can't bring back to your base. Also, you shouldn't worry about your stuff disappearing because these lockers doesn't reset along the rest of Bunker Alpha. Tip number 4 is making use of grenades. After playing Last Day on Earth for a while, you might get a few grenades along the way and you might wonder what good they are to you. If this is you, then I know just where you could use them. There is a grenade trick that you could perform at the 3rd floor of Bunker Alpha. It takes quite a bit of time to learn, but maybe after doing it around 3 to 4 times, you'll eventually get the hang of it. This trick pretty much just saves your time as well as your resources, so learning it will be very handy, but you do need 3 grenades when doing this in normal mode, then 4 grenades when doing it in hard mode. I usually just do the normal mode since the hard mode mostly just gives reputation points, and I get a ton of reputation points from doing raids, mainly from yellow coupons, but enough about that. Let's move on to the last tip. And finally, before I reveal tip number 5, please like and subscribe for more quality content. And moving to my final tip is to always, and I say always because you should never forget to do this, is to kill the blind one. The blind one is by far the most valuable zombie in Bunker Alpha. Not only does it drop items that increase your reputation points, but it also drops 10 red coupons. This is actually quite a lot compared to killing 10 Frenzy Giants, which could take so much longer to do. And all you need to kill the blind one is a tactical set, a shotgun, and maybe a Glock to clear the way towards the boss room. Once at the boss room, just stand near the fire alarms, don't attack him unless he is stunned, and once the boss's HP drops down to 700, he will try to heal back up, so hit the alarm before he does. Then just go to the other fire alarm, just repeat the process until he drops down to 300 HP. After finally killing him, you'll get your red coupons, and that's it. Thanks for watching.